Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today I will be guiding you through a short yoga class focused on stretching your lower body. So we will be stretching the feet, the calves, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the hips. For this class, you may want a yoga block or a folded blanket or a pillow or anything like that for one of the postures. Otherwise, all you will need is yourself and your mat. If you don't have a mat, you can just use carpet or some other soft surface, or you can do this practice outside on the grass, and that would be really lovely as well. And this class is great to do after a lower body workout, but you can also do it any other time that you like. Let's begin by lying down on our back. Hug both knees into your chest once you arrive on your back. Wrap your arms around the legs. Stay here, or you can start to rock from side to side a little bit. Good. From here, plant your left foot down onto the mat. Extend your right leg straight up towards the sky or the ceiling. Interlace your fingers to the back of your right leg, your hamstring, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. Throughout this practice, focus on taking full breaths in and full breaths out through your nose. One more breath right here. From here, release your hands off of your hamstring and just start to massage your right hamstring. So start squeezing your right hamstring all the way from the knee down towards your hip. And back up to the knee a few times, noticing how your right hamstring is feeling. Good. Let's now plant the right foot down onto the mat next to the left. From here, extend your left leg straight up to the sky or the ceiling. Interlace your fingers to the back of your left thigh, your hamstring, and just start to bring your left leg in towards your body a little bit. Allow your head, your neck, and your shoulders to release down onto your mat. One more breath. From here, we're going to start massaging the left hamstring. So just start squeezing your left thigh, the back of the left thigh, working your way from the knee towards the hip, and then back up towards the knee, doing that several times, using as much or as little pressure as feels good for you. And perhaps taking a moment to notice how this side feels different compared to the first side. Good. Release your left foot back down onto your mat. Hug both knees into your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then make your way on up into a tabletop position on hands and knees, all fours. Coming into a stretch now for the feet and the toes. This posture is called toes pose. So tuck all 10 toes under and then start to sit your hips down onto your heels. You can take a moment here just to make sure that even your pinky toe is tucked under. Shoulders stack over top of your hips. Lift the crown of your head or the top of your head up towards the sky. If this feels like too intense of a stretch, you can shift your weight forward, plant your hands down, and release some of the weight off of your feet. Otherwise, feel free to stay where you are. We'll be here for a little bit longer. One more breath here in our toes pose. Begin to shift your weight forward, plant your hands down on your mat. Untuck your toes, come into your tabletop. Shoulders over wrists and your hips are over top of your knees. Extend your left leg straight back behind you. Left toes are tucked under. From here, working into the calf muscles. So start to shift the weight back and then forward, doing this a few times. Maybe pausing for a moment or two in any one spot that feels extra tight or tender. Good. Let's bring the left knee back in. Extend your right leg straight back behind you. Right toes are tucked under. From here, shift the weight back and then forward. And once again, feel free to pause in any spot that feels extra tight. Good. Bring your right knee back in, coming into your tabletop. Step your left foot through in between your hands, top of your mat. And let's keep the hands here on the mat, framing the left foot. If you would like a deeper stretch, you can bring your right knee or your back knee a little bit farther behind you, creating more space between your left foot and your right knee. Feel free to find any kind of movement that feels good for you. Let's now bring the left foot to the left side of the mat. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot. Once again, here you can adjust the position of your right knee. So if you would like to, you can bring the right knee closer in towards your left foot, or you can bring it farther behind you, creating more space between the left foot and the right knee. Take some time here to find some movement that feels good for your body. Good. Let's now bring the left hand onto the left thigh. Start to look over the left shoulder towards the back of your mat. From here, bend your right knee generously, bringing the right foot in towards the right hip. Reach back with the left hand for the right foot, finding a stretch for the right quadriceps. It's okay if your right foot isn't very close in towards your hip. Wherever you are in this posture is good. One more breath. Good. Let's release the right foot down onto the mat. Bring your left foot in between your hands. And then come back into your tabletop. We'll do all of that on the second side now. The right foot will step through in between the hands. Hands are just down on the mat, framing your right foot. Feel free to bring your left knee or back knee farther away from your right foot. You can do that by tucking the toes under, lifting up the knee and just moving it back as much or as little as you like. Otherwise, feel free to stay exactly where you are. If you would like to find some movement here in this posture, feel free to do that. One more big breath here in our low lunge. Great, let's now bring the right foot to the right side of the mat and both hands will come to the inside of the right foot. Lizard lunge. Once again, if you would like to bring the left knee farther behind you or closer in towards you, you can do that. Make any adjustments here that you need to. And then when you are ready, if you would like to, you can find some movement, maybe shifting your weight from right to left or forward and back. Maybe making some circles with the hips. Let's now bring the right hand onto the right thigh. Start to look over the right shoulder towards the back of your mat. Ground down into your right foot and your left hand to create a little bit more space. From here, start to bring the left foot in towards your hip, bending the left knee generously. Reach your right hand back and see if you can grab onto the left foot with your right hand. If you're not able to, you can just work on bringing the foot in towards your hip and reaching the right hand back. We'll stay here in our lizard lunge with the quadricep stretch for a little bit longer. Good. Let's release. Bring the right hand back down. Bring the left foot down to the mat. Bring your right foot in between your hands and step your left foot up to the top of your mat next to your right foot. Allow your knees to be as bent as you would like them to be. Bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Allow your head to be heavy. And can you lift your hips up towards the sky just a little bit more? We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Good. Ground down into your hands on your mat and step back into a tabletop on hands and knees. For this next posture, you might want to use your block, your folded blanket, or a pillow. We're going to bring the knees together and the feet farther apart from one another. So the feet can come towards the edges of the mat. And then you're going to start to sit the hips down in between your feet. Now, if this feels like too much, you can sit on your block or your folded blanket or your cushion, whatever you have, sitting the hips down in between your feet. Sit up nice and tall here, shoulders stack over top of your hips. And can you lift the top of your head up towards the sky? We'll be here for 3 to 5 more breaths. Allow each breath to be full and complete. And use your breath to guide yourself into the present moment. Let's all take one more breath here in our hero pose. Good. Start to bring your hands down onto the mat just in front of you. Shift your weight forward. You can take your block or whatever you had underneath you and place it off to the side. And then let's come into a seated position, cross-legged. Sit up nice and tall. From here, just start to walk your hands out in front of you. We'll just be here for a breath or two. Send your hips a little bit farther back and reach your heart farther out in front of you. Good. Walk your hands back in towards your body. Hands can be on your lap or hands can be together at heart center. Let's take one big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Thank you so much for checking out this class. I really hope that it felt good for you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of the other yoga classes that I will be sharing on my channel. You can let me know what you thought of this class in the comment section of the video. And if you have any requests for upcoming classes that you would like to see, you can leave those in the comments as well. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.